Hello and welcome to this week's edition of CTN Community Update. Anoka County closed out 2018 with some stark numbers. Opioid abuse is up, and heroin is the #1 cause of drug overdoses. CTN's Jennifer Anderson joins us now with more on the problem. Jennifer?
Steve, the Anoka County Sheriff's Office tells me they encounter drug overdose cases nearly every day. A string of those overdoses proved deadly in the final weeks of the year, and those deaths confirm what law enforcement already knows. The opioid crisis continues.
We're having deaths. We're having people die.
When 31-year-old Monshak Tahip of Coon Rapids died December 20th, he joined a rash of 5 deaths in 2 weeks in Anoka County, with one thing in common: heroin.
It's of great concern to us.
Lieutenant Dan Douglas of the Anoka County Sheriff's Office says it will take weeks to confirm the cause of death, but all 5 are suspected heroin overdoses.
One of the big concerns is the potency or purity of the drugs being distributed within our community.
Forensic scientists in Anoka County analyze hundreds of street drugs a year.
This is the drug chemistry section of the laboratory.
The drugs are seized by law enforcement in Anoka, Washington, and Sherburne counties.
A lot of times what the scientists will do on their workbench right here is they'll start with a presumptive test, like a color test.
The heroin they see at this lab is increasingly potent and deadly.
Most of the heroin being tested at our lab is coming back about 93% pure, which suggests it hasn't been cut or anything to make it weaker.
Anoka County reports 17 overdose deaths in 2018, not including the 5 unconfirmed cases in the final weeks of the year. Heroin in Minnesota generally ranges from about 17% pure all the way up to 93%. It adds a layer of unpredictability to the already complex opioid crisis.
It's obviously not regulated. There's no systems of quality assurance being put out. And to the user, they don't know how strong that drug is they're using.
A string of overdose deaths could suggest a particularly deadly batch of drugs is on the street.
And they may certainly be addicts, but they're also somebody's son and father and daughter, and it's lives being lost.
Opioid abuse will remain a primary focus for the Anoka Hennepin Drug Task Force in 2019. In an effort to curb the problem, law enforcement is aggressively targeting distributors, seeking third-degree murder charges against any dealer whose sale leads to an overdose death.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. A fire on the final day of 2018 caused extensive damage to a Coon Rapids home. The flames broke out around 9:45 a.m. on New Year's Eve at this home on the 11,000 block of Olive Street. Fire crews arrived to find flames visible from the back of the home and smoke showing from the attic. Firefighters were able to knock down the main fire quickly, but were on the scene for more than 5 hours putting out hot spots and doing overhaul work. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. The new year is bringing a change when it comes to the place where the Coon Rapids Police Department brings stray animals. As of January 1st, the city will be using the Animal Humane Society as its impound service provider. The city has had 2 different providers over the last 8 years and had previously contracted with the Animal Humane Society before the Humane Society discontinued those services. The agreement lasts for 1 year, with automatic 1-year extensions unless either party gives 30 days notice to terminate the agreement. The snow and rainstorm last month has done a number on our roads, but city crews are trying to help smooth out the ride. Plow crews were out again late this week, doing another full pass through residential areas as the temperatures warmed up. They've actually been working for more than a week now to improve road conditions, but the freeze-thaw cycle isn't working in their favor.
With the temperatures as warm as they are right now, we are able to use our belly plows along with our wings and kind of apply some down pressure to scrape some of the residential areas. It won't be all the way down to black pavement on the residential areas. We try to limit the salt due to environmental reasons in the residential areas. Like I said before, we will salt the intersections, stop signs, mains, and curves so there's some traction in those areas.
Crews are also working to unclog catch basins throughout the city from the December storm, which caused water to back up and rutting in some areas. They also continue to plow sidewalks around the city. Outdoor skating rinks and warming houses are now officially open for this season. They had been scheduled to open just before Christmas, but the weather had made for less than ideal ice conditions. Crews have been flooding rinks the past several days to build the ice back up to safe conditions. The 4 outdoor rinks are located at Thorpe, Riverview, Sand Creek, and Wintercrest parks. They will remain open for as long as Mother Nature permits. The city is looking for residents interested in serving on several different volunteer commissions. Currently, there are openings on the Arts, Sustainability, Historical commissions, along with the Board of Adjustment and Appeals. Most commissions meet once a month and make recommendations to the City Council for action. If you're interested in serving, you can find an application form on the city's website, coonrapidsmn.gov. The annual Winter Concert Series hosted by the Coon Rapids Arts Commission kicks off next week. The variety sounds of the Goodfoot Express will fill the Civic Center on Thursday, January 10th. Laughlin Road takes the stage on Valentine's Day, followed by the Brewskis on March 14th and Bill Concar on April 11th. All concerts begin at 7 p.m. Tickets can be purchased at the door, and the admission fee includes dessert and a beverage. New Year's Eve weddings aren't uncommon, but a Twin Cities couple chose a unique location to exchange their vows. Kara Juno and Adam Claude tied the knot at the Coon Rapids Feed My Starving Children location on the final day of 2018. It's a place near and dear to their hearts. They met through a meal packing event posted on Facebook and spent many date nights packing meals for the nonprofit organization. About 75 family members and friends attended the New Year's Eve wedding. After the ceremony, they celebrated by, of course, packing meals. And we should also mention that Adam has already raised $100,000 for Feed My Starving Children. Their goal is about $1 million, so if you want to help out, we have a link on our website, ctncoonrapids.com. That's going to bring us to the end of our first show in the new year. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you right back here again next week.
CTN Journal tells the story of your neighbor, your teacher, your friend. Everyone has a story. We want to tell yours. That's CTN Journal.